Welcome to the PandaCast, where we are going to dive deep into the psychology of young adults and learn more of how they perceive the world around us. Today's guest is Jökull. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty all right. I'm doing pretty all right. How about yourself?
So I'm doing quite alright, I'd say so.
Uh, That's great to hear, Matthias. Do I call you by your real name, or is this like a?
Whatever.
Okay,
Just,
okay, I'll just call you Matthias then. It'll probably be fine.
okay. How's school treating you?
It's all right. I mean, finished about a day or two ago. Because for some reason my school is like it takes so long for no apparent reason to end. So the break started yesterday when normally it should have started like a week or two ago, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, just had tests. Last week was, or this week has just kind of been like, just nothing really. Just been cleaning our room, preparing for the next semester. But yeah,
Uh,
so school's been pretty all right, I'd say.
yeah.
Hmm.
Um. So, are you happy?
Uh, it's a big question. It's a big thing to just dive into.
I have so many big questions. It's
Yeah,
I can't.
I can believe that, buddy. But yeah, 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 I'd say I'm pretty happy right now. Winter break and all that, no more school for the next one, like 2, 3 weeks. So I'd say I'm doing pretty all right currently because I have also like friends and stuff that are coming from different countries. So currently I'm doing pretty all right. I'd want to say.
Hmm, interesting. Okay. Um. So, what is the meaning of life for you?
um, uh, it's another one. Yeah. I don't quite. I guess. I mean, I guess I just have to go with the most plain answer. Just, I guess, to be happy, right? I mean, I guess that can lead into a lot of different things, but I guess just really whatever people believe makes them happy in doing that, unless it, I guess, causes pain for other people. Well, it depends on how selfish you are, again, I guess. So, if you're selfish, I guess just causing only happiness for yourself, but I don't know. I don't quite know. Just generally being happy and trying to surround yourself with happiness, right? I mean,
Hmm.
it's just, yeah, living a good life, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, do you think that we are the only species in space?
Oh, definitely not. No, I mean, well, there's like, no, yeah, I wouldn't say so. I mean, there's like, yeah, I don't really have science to back it up, but I have smarter friends, so they all have blabbered on about this stuff while I was in the room, and they also, so I'll just, I guess, mime after their answers, but no, yeah, I don't think, yeah, I mean, what's the likelihood on that, right? It's like, I don't
Very
know,
small. No, that
right? I mean,
we are the only ones.
yeah, I
No.
mean, I feel like that's so like unlikely with also how like little we know about the universe. With
Mm.
how little we know about everything, I don't think it's the smartest conclusion to just jump to being like, oh yeah, we're the only people alive. So I think it's a bit of a, I want to say like selfish take, I guess, but
Mm.
people have different reasons for believing in whatever, so maybe it's personal beliefs, but yeah, or like morals, but yeah, I don't quite know. I don't think so though. No, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Do you think that we're the only species in the galaxy?
Uh, yeah, I don't quite know about that either, honestly. I mean, I guess, I mean, I don't know. There's probably some like a tiny little micro guys probably living off fucking around in Mars or some shit. But
Mm.
yeah, I wouldn't quite. I wouldn't. I'm probably not the best person to ask this kind of stuff. But yeah. I mean, I guess maybe. I mean, I guess we'd probably know more about our galaxy than the whole universe, right? So I'd say probably not, or whatever. I guess the scientific consensus is, right?
All right. How about the solar system?
Uh, huh.
Do you think
Mm,
that we're the only
maybe, yeah.
ones in the solar system?
I mean, then I think it's the same answer, right? Of just ask someone smarter than me, I guess. Right? I mean, I I, I feel like I don't know. There's been like science and stuff to prove that we kind of are, right? I mean, because I feel like we know our specific solar system, I think, is obviously then it's getting like closer and closer to us. So I'd say we'd know more about what's closer to us. So I guess so. I mean, I guess not, or whatever the whatever the scientific answer is. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
I haven't read much about on the topic, but yeah, I'd assume so. I mean, if there was, I feel like I'd know more about it. Like everyone would. Because I think it's a bit of a big topic to talk about, right? So.
Yeah. Agreed. So
Mm,
let's come back to Earth a little bit and talk about conspiracy theories. What are your opinions?
okay. I'm not really that radicalized in conspiracy theories. I wouldn't say. I mean, I have friends that have talked about them as well that are like really interested in a bunch of weird shit. But yeah, I don't quite know enough about conspiracy theories or anything like that. I've never really researched much into them. But yeah,
Mm.
I mean, mm. I had a conversation about it with a friend recently actually, where I had to ask him like what counts as a conspiracy theory and everything like that. Like I have no clue what the topic is even or like what even consider as to be one, as one.
Yeah. All right. But do you like believe in some?
I mean, I guess. I mean, I believe in like other other galactic like beings and stuff. So if that counts as one, I mean,
Oh,
I think it boils down to the idea of like what counts as a conspiracy theory, right? Because
yeah.
stuff like what like Abraham or who is it? JFK's
Assassination.
right, yeah, assassination being faked, stuff like that, or being done by the government, stuff
Yeah.
like that. A bit radical, but I don't know. I guess some stuff. I mean, I try and believe it from, I guess, what I'd consider at least to be a scientific angle, or an angle of uh of like being kind of proven, from my eyes at least. So like stuff like the government keeping tabs on MLK and keeping stuff on a lot of the civil rights protesters from the time of like the 60s and stuff.
Mm.
So stuff like that I'd believe in, like more based on stuff that I'm more interested in. But yeah, a lot of the more weirder ones I don't really
You just
I don't really research much.
you just
Actually,
laugh
there's
at them.
one. Hmm?
You
Yeah, I
just
mean,
laugh at
kind of.
them.
Yeah, there's one I heard recently that or recently that I didn't really think of until or that I didn't think of until just now. It's there's a theory that Justin Trudeau, the Prime Minister of Canada, I don't know if he
Mm.
still is, but there's a theory that I don't look at Canadian politics very much, so but there's a theory that Fidel Castro is Justin Trudeau's real dad or some shit like that. Because it's some theory that like what is it? Because apparently Justin Trudeau doesn't look enough like his dad, and he resembles more like Fidel Castro, and because of something along the lines of like his mom thinking of Cuba as kind of her like a safe space. So there's been like
Oh.
interviews where she's brought it up, and because they were like all kind of buddy buddy, like Fidel Castro was kind of along with that, I guess, circle and stuff. So there's like pictures of Justin Trudeau's family with him. So I guess it's an interesting theory.
Yeah.
I haven't developed an opinion on it, but I guess it could be true. I mean, Justin Trudeau's dad looks very far unalike, and with the interviews with Justin Trudeau's dad and stuff too, and it looks more like Fidel, I guess. So could very well be true, but I don't quite know, honestly. I haven't developed a big opinion on it yet.
Okay. Uh,
Mm.
do you think that all of this suffering for life is actually important?
Uh, that's another big question.
Yeah.
Uh, uh, I mean, I guess. I mean, depends, right? I mean, hmm, how, well, I mean, depends on how much suffering you go through and how worth it the end is, right? If
Yeah.
you have to go through like, so if you have to go through not an incredible amount of like suffering, and then by the end of it you're just in absolute bliss, then I guess not, right? I mean, or I guess then it would be worth it. That all depends on the scale of it, right?
Yeah.
So I'd say overall for like typical people, well, a lot of typical humans, they have to go through a lot of like working stuff, and then the end result for a lot of people is like retirement, right? So having to work all their life and then eventually being able to retire. So I guess then, I mean, I haven't really gone through the experience of retirement, believe it or not. So I guess I wouldn't really be able to judge that, but it would probably have to depend on the person, right?
Yeah. But what if you knew you were going to be like a veteran in Afghanistan or in Vietnam? Would you think that, and he survived it,
Hmm?
Would you
What do
think
you
that?
oh, like surviving through like a war or something and then becoming a veteran?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, I mean, veterans, I guess, it also depends on the place, right? Because, well, I mean, like in places like America and stuff, I don't think veterans, or aren't they? Isn't there something about them not being very well treated in America and stuff because of them only having like one? What is it? Isn't it they have like a coupon or some shit, and that's all they get for being a veteran, right? Or it's
What?
something like they get like a discount or something, right?
I don't know. I've only seen one veteran in my life.
Yeah, I haven't met any veterans, so I guess I gotta talk to one of them to get a better perspective on it. But
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, depends on how much hardship you go through in the war, right? It's like Vietnam War veteran compared to like I don't know, some I guess some less tough war, you know. Can't say I've looked much into the war, the whole subject either, so
I see.
I wouldn't really be able to give a good perspective on that. But yeah, depends on I guess morals too, right? It's like
Yeah,
depends on just the person in general.
yeah. Do the veterans have like a cap? Let's say like
What?
I'm a veteran,
I mean, I hope so. I mean, if they don't,
because
then I mean,
if so, then
hmm?
there's has been this guy who
Then
always
that's pretty
comes on
worth it.
Wednesdays,
Hmm?
into my shop and buys
Oh
some
yeah.
stuff. So
What is it? Well, and he has like a hat that says he's a veteran.
yeah, and it
I guess
looks
he just has
pretty legit. Not gonna
I
lie.
mean, then I guess you'd have to take his word for it, right? I mean, wait,
Yeah.
what? Wait, does he get like a discount or something? Do you give him a discount?
No, he's in Iceland.
That's fair. I mean, I don't think that. I mean, what was he like a part of like a veteran for like what the COD Wars? You know, I mean, uh,
Maybe, I don't know. He,
those are
he
probably pretty tough wars, so I don't quite know.
it's pretty,
What? That's hmm. I mean, if that's what you get, then that's pretty worth it, honestly. So from that perspective, I'd say that's pretty worth it. Being a veteran, getting a hat.
not
Uh,
buying like a replica with your own money.
oh yeah. And then like in like 20 years, you see like some like designer brand is just remaking them.
Yeah. Well, um.
Mm.
So, out of 10, what is your mental state right now, and do you want to change it?
I mean, I don't know, like I guess seven. Seven's a pretty good number, so I'd say a solid seven. I
Solid
mean,
7.
because I mean I'm doing pretty all right, so I wouldn't quite know what the scaling would be, but yeah, I mean I'd say solid seven. I'm doing pretty all right currently.
Hmm.
I think I'm at least not in like pure bliss, but I'm in a pretty good spot. Some friends, that are in my country, got a lot of plans for this break, for the upcoming break, just gonna
Yeah.
be kind of relaxed right now, which I think. So yeah, I think I'd be pretty good currently.
And
Yeah, I mean, if I,
you're like halfway through IB, or like
how'd you
the
say see?
IGCC, yeah, that one.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm not doing all of them. I'm just doing like
Some.
English art really. So
I see.
I mean, yeah, the art one's awful though. I finished my English one already actually.
Oh,
Finished it back in back in I think it would have been November, October kind of time,
Oh,
fall. So yeah, I don't know.
interesting.
I mean, currently, or yeah, then I have the art ones. I already did mocks for the art ones. The art I just see is so weird though. I don't even understand it fully, to be honest with you. But yeah, that one's awful. Yeah, it's like an 8-hour art exam where you have to work on one drawing for like 8 hours. Not like continuously, like it's spread over like a couple of weeks, I think. But
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
so it's like 3 hours, 3 hours, and 2 hours. And I already did like a mock run through of it, and the drawing I ended up having to take extra time to finish it. So still not finished with a matter of fact. Probably gonna end up doing that next semester. But apparently it's pretty smooth sailing for me.
I
It's
see.
just yeah,
So it's all going good so far.
yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, if I back to the question yesterday, like if I could change my mental state, I'd say, I mean, of course, right? Because you obviously want the best. So
Hmm.
probably, probably, if I could, I would probably change it to a bad 10.
So, what would you, what can you do to change that to a 10?
Good question. I guess just like I don't really know. I mean, I'd have to find the source of, I guess, what is kind of the very little that's kind of wrong or something.
Yeah.
So like for instance, like some like stress, for the upcoming eventual tests, stress for grades, being able to get into a good high school. But then again, I guess getting into fixing issues would probably cause new ones, right? So
Yeah.
there would have to be like, I don't, yeah, I mean, I don't know if I was just able to like, from my current perspective, if I was being ignorant, I'd probably say something, or from a ignorant, like, ignorant's not the right word, but like, from I guess my current perspective, I'd say just like being able to get into the mental school that I'm trying to get into, or the high school, which is MHAL. So,
Oh, you're
uh,
actually trying to go into MH.
yeah, I'm not the IB program though. IB program seems just kind of unnecessary for me currently because I'm not really trying to go to like a one of those schools, But
What do you mean,
yeah,
one of
so,
those schools?
I don't know. Don't you need the IB to get into what like British schools or something like right, like
Yeah,
that, right?
like a diploma or some stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Some weird shit that's probably gonna be unnecessary. I mean, I don't really care to do much with my life. I just kind of want to become like an art guy in the future. I'd say something along those lines.
Okay. Well,
Mm.
I I'm taking the IB, which I don't really know why I am doing it, except for I'm learning in English. Uh,
Yeah, yeah. I
just
guess you've been learning
because
for a while now, so.
I think I want to uh go into Hauer or something like that.
Oh yeah. It's not the big school, I guess, of Iceland, right? It's like the college
Yeah,
thing.
where we did labs in science that one
Oh
time.
yeah. When we did labs in science like last year.
But you still don't do that?
No, we
Or
don't. No, it's because of COVID. It's like
oh,
we don't have to we can't go into them anymore because I think that school's closed down. But for some reason, our school has just literally stayed up. I think almost the entire time. You were here? Yeah. When because you were still in Montecote or
yeah,
the school that I go to. When when COVID kind of started up, I guess. So you were here also when we had to quarantine. So you remember that time, right?
very little about it. Yeah,
Yeah. But you know how we went to quarantine for like a month and then we stopped?
yeah, sort of.
Yeah, so it's never started again. So it's just like it was that. We literally went to quarantine for like for like 3 weeks, and then just never looked back. And just like ever since we've just not been doing it. So like the whole summer, went through. So that was kind of so I guess that's not really school time. But after that, still, I mean, it's like we haven't gone to quarantine for like any of the time for this semester. We haven't been in quarantine. It's like they
That's
split
insane.
the school into 3 sections so that
Mm.
we could only have certain classes. It was like it's like the most like weird. Like we have to like bring masks to school and stuff, which is I'm fine with. A lot of kids are very against it, but I'm fine with it. And
It's a very
it's like we have,
rebellious school, you
yeah, it's really weird. I don't know why I don't know why they could have just like gone into like online learning and then just done that for like 2 months or something, and it would have just been so much easier.
Yeah.
But I guess whatever works, you know. I don't know if I had done more online learning, I would have probably had a way different perspective here. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's a weird system. I don't quite know why we have we haven't really gone back into. I mean, some people were saying that it was just because of the tests that we're doing, or because we were doing mock exams.
Mm.
'Cause yeah, I mean, but I don't really know. I don't know if that's necessarily the case. Because I mean, some of them we wouldn't have been able to do online, of course. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't quite know why. Like, there was like a situation where one kid, it was said that he got COVID in our class,
Mm.
and what ended up happening, right, was he went to quarantine, and everyone that knew him went into class, or that knew him and had been hanging out. Okay, so for instance, kid in class got COVID because of his mom or something.
Mm.
Then one guy that was hanging out with him, like a week or so before, he also had to go into this class quarantine, but not like official quarantine or anything. So then all of us that were hanging out with him also had to do that. So now it was like a bunch of people in, or so it was like four, I think, people in the class, and everyone else was just online. It was a really bad system too, because like none of the teachers knew how to kind of pay attention to both of them. So what ended up usually happening was they would just mute the online people and just kind of do their class. So what ended up happening, I think one week I remember we played Among Us together. I think it was you.
Oh well.
Who was it? You, Tom, me, and like Natalia or some other people,
Oh
a
yeah.
bunch of other people. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I should have been, I think, in science throughout that time, but nah, I was just with you guys because I mean, like I didn't really care at the time, you know. It's like I was already kind of doing bad, you know, with homework and stuff, so I figured I'd just get it in the next week. But yeah.
And did you get it in the next week?
No, actually, no, actually, that's another thing. I was really bad at doing I've been really bad at doing homework, you know, since like a very young age. Because for some reason, the school I went to prior to, school, or the school I'm going to now, was like a really, like for some reason we just didn't have any homework. So really weird system. It was like boys and girls were separated, and we didn't have homework, and we didn't have a class schedule or anything. It was literally just, this is like from when I was like 4 to I think 9, would have been.
Oh.
So literally the schedule every day was, we'd get in, the teacher would like write like a half-assed schedule, so like a sort of an idea of what we were gonna do for that day, and
Yeah.
then we just kind of go,
That's
and then
very
from
interesting.
there, yeah, it was an interesting system, but I mean, it clearly didn't work too well either, because like throughout the last like 5 years of the school I've been at, it's like I've been very bad at doing homework, and I still kind of am. So yeah, I mean, what ended up happening was I didn't do a lot of my homework throughout the semester, and then recently I had to kind of go back through it and a bunch of the sheets and stuff that I didn't do, and some of the homework that was more important for like math and science, and I'd have to like redo it and then give it to the teacher. So weird system, but yeah,
Oh,
I mean it worked.
okay.
So I think I'm passing this year with decent enough grades, you know. So
That's good.
yeah, 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 hope so.
So, do you doubt yourself often?
Yeah. I mean, who doesn't, right? So, I guess, yeah. I mean, as much as any normal human, I'd say, around this age. So,
Oh.
I mean, well, eh, I feel like not enough. You know, I feel like I need to doubt myself more because a lot of the times, it's like, you know, it's kind of sporadic. So I'll just be like, I'll just kind of say stupid shit, and
Hmm.
I'll not kind of think of it, you know.
Yeah.
Or I feel like I've done that. Well, I don't know. A lot of people around me will probably say I have a differing opinion, but I feel like I do that, and then I look back at it, and I'm like, oh, why did I just not think before saying that, you know? But that's also an issue that I think a lot of people our age have, you know, like regretting past things, and then, or like not thinking before you speak, and then eventually regretting it a huge ton. So yeah,
Yeah.
I guess probably as much as any standard person around our age, right? So yeah, yeah,
Okay.
I'd say I doubt myself a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, a little bit.
Just, you know, just a healthy amount, you know.
Just a healthy dose of uh,
I
doubting.
felt that, you know.
Yeah.
No, no, yeah. I mean, I think it is healthy though overall, because I think kind of need to be able to look back at mistakes, right, and kind of think of them and move on, I guess. But I think that's kind of the step that hard for a lot of people being able to move on from them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Talking about depression as well. Well,
Wait, what? Wait, that's what we're talking about? Okay.
no, no. Talking about self-doubt, it kind of leans into depression.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, yeah. I see the resemblance there, I guess.
Have you ever had depression, and what was it like experiencing it?
See, the thing is, I I don't really know. I've never like gone to like a any kind of like psychiatric doctor or really doctor in general for like a couple of years, I want to say. So yeah, I have really no clue if I have any kind of mental issues. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to self-diagnose either because I feel like that's kind of. I mean, I don't think that's a very you know uh reliable, I guess, idea. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to just go around saying I have this, I have that, because I don't really know, to be honest. So yeah,
How
I don't
about
know.
how about like long-term sadness, like Tom described it?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, yeah, I've been I've been sad sometimes. No, yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, who doesn't though, right? Who doesn't go through, I guess, like longer periods of things? So,
Sadness.
everyone's sad at some point, right? So I guess
Yeah,
longer
but
periods of that,
long-term.
right?
But, but yeah, like long-term, like a year or half a year.
I don't. I'm gonna be that serious. I don't quite remember. I don't remember if I can't think of off the top of my head being like, oh yeah, 2013, that year, that one was, oh, that was a rough one. So
Okay.
I've probably had years that have been worse than other years. But I don't really think of it very concisely. I'd say.
So you'd say you're a pretty happy guy,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
well,
could say so.
at least
Yeah,
mostly.
mostly, yeah. Yeah, because I've had like friends and stuff who've gone through like and like talked about how they've been really sad for like a long period of time, and I've kind of thought of that and been like, yeah, no, I don't think I have that. Yeah, very much.
Okay, that's good. That's very good.
Yeah, yeah, it's nice. I think. You know?
So, what is the perfect world for you? And do you often try to escape from harsh reality?
What that? Okay, that's two big questions. I don't know which one to go first.
Perfect world, and then harsh
Um,
reality.
Perfect world. I guess just. I mean, I don't know. Like, what? I don't know how to really describe that like an easy way, right? It's like I don't know. I want everyone to be happy and peaceful
Uh huh.
and nice to each other. It's like that's I guess the baseline of what it would be, but I can't really think of because I feel like it's like a very complex question, so I don't think going
Yeah.
into it for like 3 hours, is a very bright idea. So I'll just say like I mean I don't know, just like a more I guess easily a world where it's easier to become what you want to become and be happier. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
just the very. I guess that's yeah, just a world where it's because I feel like currently it's a lot of there's issues in a lot of places. So I
Yeah.
guess there's issues where or like in for a lot of people too where it's like it's hard for them to become certain things because of whether it's poverty or whatever. So I guess through that, yeah, just a I don't know, just anything where it's like it's easier for people to be happy. A world where it's easier to be happy is, I guess, the easiest way to describe it.
Okay. And now, do you try to often escape from harsh reality?
I don't quite know. I mean, I don't think. I mean, I might, but I I don't think I would do it very very consciously. So there's probably some instances where I have. I mean, it's like just wanting to relax. Just being on your phone. I mean, I think everyone kind of does that, right? It's like like people have different ideas of it. Like for some people, it's playing games or watching shows. Where it kind of lets them escape what their thoughts are and what they're thinking if that's like a necessarily bad thing. So I think kind of everyone does that, you know,
Yeah.
whether it's anything like video games, as I stated previously, or like watching shows, you know, from anything like that to like, I guess a harsher way to do it, you know, which is like, you know, fucking drugs and shit. It's a whole new topic. But yeah, I guess anyone really has you know, everyone has different vices, right? Isn't that the idea? That
Yeah.
everyone has a different way to kind of escape it.
Exactly.
So I
Yeah.
think everyone kind of, so I think everyone kind of has their issues, of course, and everyone has different ways to deal with it. So yeah, I'd say I do, you know, a little bit. I usually just like try and relax, you know. That's my best way of thinking of it, just wanting to be relaxed, kind of.
Mm.
Mm.
Okay. Do
Not
you do
having
you,
things on my
do
being
you
able
try
to
to
escape
escape from boredom?
from boredom. Well, I mean, yeah, I guess. I mean, boredom leads to bad thoughts, right? And I guess thinking
What?
too much can also, yeah, boredom leads to like and thinking more, right? Because it's like
Yeah.
you're bored and not doing you're bored and not doing shit.
Yeah.
So you think more, and then from there on, it's just like you get sad. It's like, oh. So I guess from there, I mean,
I've
that's when I usually get bored, or like in class and stuff. And then in those situations, I usually just like try and kind of go through it by just sitting there, just kind
so
of
you
going
go
through
through the
thoughts.
boredom. You don't, and you let it consume you instead of.
I mean, yeah, that's one way to phrase it, definitely. I mean, sounds a bit drastic when you say it like that, but I guess, yeah, I mean, that's one way to do it, definitely. But I mean, if it's just like I'm at home or something where I can be on my phone, I'll just like watch videos and kind of relax, play games and stuff, you know?
I see. Yeah, I've heard that boredom actually helps you with like more creativity and
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, that's definitely, I mean, I guess it depends on the mood you're in at the time or something like that, right? It's like if you're bored and you're sad, then you just think really sad shit. But if you're bored and like in a good mood, then you can probably come up with great stuff. Or if you're sad too, you can also come up with great stuff, of course. Like,
yeah.
just depends on what kind of great stuff it is, right? It's like for a lot of people, if they're writing and they're creative and stuff, then a lot of the times if they're sad, they'll just write really sad music, but it'll still be very good music. So that's how a lot of good music, you know, comes to be, right? So it's,
Exactly.
I guess it depends on how creative the person is, right?
Yeah.
Depends on how sad the art is that they make, right?
Yeah. It's true.
Mm. Yeah, like I have a friend, he writes he writes a lot of like music and stuff because he's a bit of a musician guy, and I know he went through a big time of like being sad recently. So I think throughout that he was telling me about it and how he wrote a lot throughout that time.
Mm.
So that's how like that's when he was like at his most creative, you know, when he was very sad. So I guess I mean like yeah, so I guess so.
It helps.
Yeah, yeah, I guess it can, yeah.
All right. What do your dreams look like?
Uh, you
Sleepy
know, if I
ones.
if I remembered, I would most definitely go into very much detail about it. Yeah, a lot of my dreams, I don't really. I have the issue of not being able to remember, you know, your dreams and stuff, which I think is probably a very common thing. But
That's a
yeah,
very common thing. Yeah.
yeah. So a lot of the dreams, I mean, the dreams that I do remember are usually just like kind of like all over the place. You know, you'll wake up and you'll be like, oh, or most of my memorable experiences with dreams are just ones where it's like it was like a sad dream, and then I wake up and I'm like, oh, thank goodness, that's not real. You know?
Yeah. I had a dream last night actually that people weren't wearing their masks.
Oh no,
Yeah, terrible
terrible,
nightmare. But
like
that's about it now.
disgusting.
So
Stupid
yeah.
American.
Yeah, I felt
Sorry,
like I was in
sorry.
America, huh?
Yeah, of course. Disgusting. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Dreams that I remember are usually just like something like bad will happen, and then I look back at it and I'm like, oh, that is so. That's not what would happen in real life, you know? Where it's like people will talk weirdly, you know? Things will
Mm.
happen weirdly, and I'll think of them in the moment and be like, oh, that was weird, and just not think any more of it. I feel like I don't like think of things as much as I do like in real life, in dreams. So yeah, I feel like in dreams I kind of just go more with everything, right? It's like someone will say something weird or do something weird, and I just won't question it, right? So
Yeah.
mm, my dreams don't really look like much in specific though. Never really lucid dreamt either. Never had. Actually, one weird thing. When I was really young, I had this reoccurring dream that would happen like every like I don't know why, but it happened so often, and like it was like this dream where I was like on like an ice, like a big thing of ice, right? Like
Like an iceberg?
yeah, in like an ocean,
Yeah.
and then I'd like just like slide into like a big ocean, and my mom would come in and save me, and I had that dream like a shit ton when I was like 3 to 4 or something, and that was like one of the most memorable. That's the most memorable dream I can think of because it happens so often, you know.
I see.
So I don't know that some like psychiatrist or someone will probably be able to tell you like, oh, that means this or that means that, like psychoanalyze your dreams and shit. But yeah, I have not the slightest clue as to what that could mean.
I mean, I have an idea. I
Mm.
have an idea that, it
What's your
could,
Matthias?
that it could, uh, tell that your, you look up to your mum, or, like,
Yeah,
you see her as like a savior.
yeah. I mean, I guess I do in some sense. Yeah. I mean, she's yeah. I mean, yeah, yeah. I'd say I do. Yeah. I mean, of course she's my mom, so of course I love her. But it's like I think I grew up with her more than my dad, so I think in that sense I kind of developed, uh, I guess more, or I was more with her. You know what I mean, growing up. So
Mm.
yeah, I see her as a very important figure in my life.
Yeah.
Mm. So I
Do,
see where that would come through.
do you get like creativity from your dreams?
I mean, maybe maybe some of the dreams I used to have, I could have probably gotten creativity out of, because a lot of the ones that I used to have, I know were kind of odder, I guess, or weirder. But currently, all my dreams just kind of are based off of reality, Where they'll just be like, oh, like something really bad will happen, that I'll be like thinking about in real life, and then I'll be like, oh, thank goodness that wasn't real.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I mean, so I don't think I really derive much because it's like they're all just like real situations, but they're all like kind of bad situations, and then I mean, weird stuff will happen in them, but I won't question it, and it'll just be like a side part to the dream. It'll usually be like a main thing, that'll remember at least.
True.
Mm.
Uh, let's talk about the other dreams. The ultimate slash end goal. What is it?
My end goal, or just like
Yours.
humanity end goal?
Yours.
Um, my end goal would probably be like, I don't know, just being able to settle down somewhere, maybe, wife and kids, typical stuff like that.
Oh, you
I
typical
guess,
human.
of course, of course. So yeah, I guess just like being able to, I guess just overall be calm and be able to relax, be a bit happier,
Yeah.
just be in a permanent place of being able to just chill. I guess that's kind of the main goal, right? A lot of humans. So yeah, that's what I'd say at least. Just being happy, being proud of what I've done in life. Being proud of my accomplishments. If I'm able to do a lot of stuff in my life, then being able to look back on my life and being like, oh yeah, this has been good. You know what I mean? And then eventually just being able to relax for the rest of my life while being able to accomplish shit that I've wanted to accomplish.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's good.
That's
Good
what I'd
end
say.
goal.
Mm. Thank you. What about you, Matthias? I feel like no one's asked you any questions. What's your dream gonna be like? What would your dream life feel like?
Um, I think I think I want to get like a pet tortoise.
That's your dream? Getting a pet tortoise?
Yeah, but also, I haven't gone
Ooh.
into the good parts.
Oh yeah, okay. Of course, of course. Finish. Keep going.
Uh, I'd like to have like a traditional Japanese house in Japan.
Ooh.
in the
Yeah.
mountains.
Of
Um,
course. Of course.
where I would have this beautiful garden with like it's very expensive, I know, but you know,
Mm. But that's your dream, you know.
yeah,
It can be kind of
however expensive you want. Uh,
mm,
and I would like to have like a little lake in my
mm,
little garden where my tortoise can drink out of.
mm.
Have like a
Yeah.
little small bridge connecting between the two between the cut uh,
Mm,
garden.
mm.
And have like a
Yeah.
beautiful blossom tree, I guess, in the
Mm.
garden. So yeah,
So overall, so yeah, overall you just want to be, I guess, calm, you know, because that would also bring, I'm sure, bring like calm and being happy, because a tortoise like that brings you infinite happiness, of course, right? So
yeah,
yeah, I mean, I think that's a good goal. Yeah, tortoise would be sick. I can agree with that. Yeah,
yeah. Could
it
live
seems like
for a long time.
you live for a long time, so you wouldn't have to worry about them like dying on you, you know.
Yeah.
So that's a bit of a. I didn't even think of that. Wow, that's brilliant, Matthias. It's a smart thought.
Okay.
Mhm.
So yeah. Um, do you want to touch on religion?
Well, I mean, I'll say, eh, uh, eh. Maybe. I mean, like maybe. I mean, I'm not very religious. I don't really have strong opinions on religion, I guess.
uh, do you believe in any religion?
I mean, I think a lot of religions have like cool ideas, you know, like I think Buddhism can have some like cool beliefs and cool ideas, but I wouldn't
Mm,
really say I align myself too heavily with any really religion because, yeah, I don't think I really believe in a higher power necessarily. But yeah, some Buddhist ideas of like, that I've heard of at least from my mom, for instance. She's really interested in a lot of that kind of stuff, huge hippie kind of person,
yeah.
very into like meditation and shit. So some stuff that I've heard from her is really interesting. And I have a friend, Miss Sigurd. He's a bit of a legend. He I know he's been really interested in Buddhism and from what he's been telling me, well, he's not very religious either, but he's told me some stuff about being interested in like some of the ideals, you know. So yeah, I think religion's rather interesting, and I think it's a cool idea, but not really something I believe in personally.
Do you believe in some parts?
I mean, I guess. I mean, yeah, I say so because I mean I think a lot of religions can also be very open to interpretation. So I guess what I interpret from the Bible, for instance, can be interpreted from a different person in a very different way. So
Yeah.
I'd say yeah, I agree with some ideas.
Okay.
Mm.
Uh, that's the religion section gone.
Mm-hmm. That's oh, hope I'm still alive after that one. It's a bit of a big one. Scary topic.
Yeah, one of the big questions.
Mm.
Uh, do you view the state of the Earth and the human species in a positive light or in a negative light?
I mean, that's a good question.
Two parts,
Sorry,
basically.
sorry. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'd say so. I mean, well, kinda. I mean, we've done a lot of good stuff. As we got to the fucking moon. We were able to. I mean, humans were able to, communicate and stuff like that. So I'd say
Yeah.
overall, I mean, I'd say so. But then we've also done, of course, a lot of really terrible stuff. Fucking like Hitler, for instance. Random
Mm.
example. He of course did some not so great stuff. Like Stalin too.
I think he
So
did
yeah,
some
I'd
great
say.
paintings, though, to be honest.
Yeah. Scary topic here. Don't want to slip up here. You know what I mean? Yeah. I
Don't want
mean,
to
no.
get
Yeah.
cancelled, yeah.
Yeah. Of course. Of course. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I don't know. I'd say so. I'd say. I'd say we've done decent bit of good too. But then again, I mean, in the city that we're currently in, with stuff like global warming too, where it's like, I feel like we've taken a lot of the current stuff kind of for granted,
Yeah.
and that we have a whole Earth, why are we destroying it, right? So
True.
yeah, I'd say overall we've done pretty good stuff, but then currently we kind of need to climb back up from the rabbit hole that we've kind of dug ourselves into with a lot of issues like that.
I see. Okay. Uh, what do you view the state of the Earth?
What do you mean? Like,
Like
like,
positive light or negative light?
uh, well, I mean, I'd say rather negatively, right? Because, as I say, global warming and stuff, so I don't think
Yeah.
it's doing too hot. But
What?
yeah, I mean, if that's what you mean by the question, I might be completely reading into that wrong, but
No, you got it right. There's a two
okay,
part.
yeah. Oh, okay,
uh,
okay, okay, okay.
what if the human species wasn't on Earth?
I mean, it would be a very different place, I'd say, of course, but
Uh-huh.
I mean, I don't know. Could be better, could be a lot worse. Don't quite know, really. I mean, well, we don't. I mean, I'm not very smart, so we haven't, weren't experiencing it, or we don't have a very easy way to see. There's probably some like science people out there that can probably like give you a way better answer to that. But yeah, I don't quite know. I mean, I mean, it would be very different. I can promise that, but I don't know in which way really. I feel like it would probably be. I mean, also it depends on which way you view good. So I guess if it's more nature and more natural, it will probably be more natural because less like farms and less like sorry, less like
More nature.
yeah, more nature.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Well,
yeah,
that's
so yeah, I think in that way it would be a lot better. It would probably be healthier. So
true.
yeah, but then again, I know a lot of different people also have different views on things like global warming, where a lot of people think it would just kind of happen naturally, which I don't
Eh.
personally believe, because from what I've read, at least it's like a lot of it is like human caused, but then so people disagree with that. So
Yeah.
quite know. Yeah, I'd say, I mean, naturally it would probably be doing pretty all right, but I guess, yeah, depends on how you look at it. Not as much like invention. We probably wouldn't have gotten to space, maybe, without humans. Because isn't there, yeah. Well, yeah, yeah.
Wait, what?
Oh, no, 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 I had a random thought.
Oh, okay.
It was a bad thought, don't worry about it. It
um,
wasn't very helpful.
well, that's all the questions I have.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
How long has this been? What, like a 15 minutes or something?
Very close. 48.
Ooh. You want to extend this for like another like 2 minutes and just sit here in complete silence?
Oh,
No, no, I'm joking. I know. Yeah, I mean, it's been great. It's been great talking to you. How do you usually end these things? I haven't finished enough of yours to see.
of course. Uh, so, basically, I ask you if you have any questions. Or
Um, well, okay, wait. How about what are some of the questions you've asked me? What can I want to try and throw them back at you because I feel like from what I've seen, it's always been like, yeah, I feel like I need to ask you some of these questions. Matthias, what are your opinions on religion?
uh, religion, it's, it's good for people
See, now
to.
you're being careful here. You have to go through this too, buddy. What are your views on religion, Matthias? Be honest with me here.
uh, so basically, it's good for people to clinch on. It's something that people, they can hope for something good. Most likely, it will not come, but that's all right.
Well, I mean, maybe don't break them to that to them just yet. People can believe in what they want to believe in. I feel like there's,
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, no, I
As
don't
long
know.
as it isn't harmful to any others.
Yeah, I think that's a good perspective to have always. Like, don't don't it's like the idea of like don't harm others unless they're harming others, right? It's like the idea of what is it, the
Oh,
conflict
that's
of
called
peace or some shit?
revenge.
Yeah, that's one way to look at it. What is it, like the conflict of peace? Isn't that like an idea? Like be respectful to anyone who's respectful, right? So it's be like, yeah,
Hmm.
be peaceful to anyone who is peaceful. And
Yeah.
if someone wants to do a big change, then that's just more evolution, right? So always, I guess think more about things, like yeah, I don't know, just try and yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know, just be nice and stuff, That's the best way. That's the easiest way to put it, at least.
I mean, you would say that.
Huh?
I mean, you would say that, right?
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah. So, what did you finish with your reviews on religion are? Is that it? What
Yeah,
are your
that's
reviews?
that's well,
Yeah,
that's about it.
about it. What
Yeah.
was another question? I'm trying to look back on this. I'm trying to remember this. Hmm. How's your mental state doing right now, Matthias? You doing good? At
Uh,
1 to 10, actually. Yeah, 1 to 10.
out of 10, I'd say a solid 7.5.
7.5. That's pretty good. What?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah. So you're happy right now? What would you do to make it better, Matthias? Matthias, what would you? I'm just bouncing all these questions back at you. If someone else, please tell me, because I wouldn't want you to go through this again.
Wow. I think I don't know. Probably
Hmm.
change school.
Oh yeah. Wait, you don't like the school you're going to currently?
No, it's alright. It's not like the best. I
Hmm.
really just took it because I can study in English.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah. I mean, like education in Iceland isn't much different, is it? I know a lot of it's pretty similar. I know there's also a lot of like different, high schools and stuff, but and they probably all have different people. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I know that the grundskolan. I don't know what that is in English.
Yeah, it's like I guess primary school, something along those lines,
Yeah,
probably.
something like that. They suck here in
Mhm.
Iceland.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
hate them.
yeah, yeah. Understandably so.
Mainly because I did not learn anything. So
Mm.
so that's why I took English instead.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I definitely from like the first like, cause the school that I'm going to currently, how it has like the international department, which is the English side, and then the
Yeah, yeah.
Icelandic side. I was on the Icelandic side for the first like semester of being at the school, and I
Mm.
have to say, I've learned a lot more from the international department. Still not very much, I have to say, because mostly because of bad paying attention skills. But yeah, I'd say I would have learned more overall.
Yeah, I think it's due to Iceland experimenting too much with everything, really.
In what way do you mean that? Like, in
They
what sense?
experiment with different ways of teaching in schools. Uh,
Mm.
they experiment with like public transport. They experiment.
What do you mean with public transport?
You know what? I don't know, but I know that.
That's a, you know what? That's a good.
Actually,
That
yeah,
makes
I
sense.
do
Yes,
know.
I wouldn't know either.
It
Oh,
came
oh,
back
never
to
mind.
me.
Sorry.
It came
Yeah,
back to
okay.
me. They
Yeah,
have
okay.
like advertisements, like a bunch of small, like big pixels, and it's like 60 pixels by 40 pixels, and it's
Mhm.
just a screen that advertises. Um, and they also have the electric buses that are coming.
Those are
Or,
pretty alright though. What's with those?
oh no, they're just experimenting. Like with Iceland
Oh
loves
yeah.
experimenting.
Oh, I see what you mean. So it's like
With new
they're
ideas.
experimenting more, but not like refining the ones that are already good.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Also,
definitely a perspective to have on things. That makes sense a lot. Yeah.
yeah. Also, equal rights. They they experiment with that, with the wage gap instead of other countries with better like wage gaps, or like smaller wage gaps, I guess, between
So you're mm,
between
women
women and
and
men.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I mean, wait, so you think that's a bad thing that they experimented with trying to fix it, or?
no, no, no. There's just some bad experiments, or some bad experiments. Some are good, because you know, in the end, some are good, or they will never be always good, or always bad.
Right, never a perfect world, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
So
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't quite know enough about Iceland, to be to be telling, to be arguing things. So I can't say. Yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't. Yeah, as I already said, yeah, I don't know enough about Iceland.
yeah,
Don't really pay much into politics here because I don't find them very interesting. I guess there
yeah.
isn't much to be interested in either, is there?
I think that like some some friends of mine do enjoy the schools here. It's
Mm,
just I don't know how to learn in this sort of system, like having
yeah,
60 students in each class
yeah. I mean,
is,
everyone learns differently.
yeah.
So I guess yeah, smaller class. I get what you mean.
So yeah,
Yeah.
it's my
Hmm.
it's my TED
So yeah,
talk.
wait. So wait, why would you want to transition into a different school? Do you mean like a different school in like a different country or?
No, I think I want to be rent free. Thank you. By by
Yeah,
staying here.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah. That makes sense.
so yeah, I think ultimately I can learn things in. I will have to at the end, in the end, learn in
Hmm.
Icelandic if I want to be rent free
Mm,
for a
yeah,
few more years.
yeah. It's the ultimatum, right? It's like live rent free, but also learn in Iceland, or it's like I guess the other, I guess just vice versa, right? So,
Yeah.
mm,
Um.
yeah. So is that the end? I don't think I can think of any more questions that we already thought of. So.
Actually, I have one question. Do you know about the Landekot mental school thing, or
Oh yeah,
high
it's
school thing?
weird. I'm not really interested in it. I would want to go to MHOW either way. I think so. I don't know enough about it now.
Just because of the social life, or
Maybe, but I mean, just in general. Yeah, yeah, I guess. Partially, yeah, social life, but
uh,
it's just because I have a lot of friends there. It's a lot of stuff that kind of goes into it. I haven't really. I just kind of decided to think of like one mental school and then just kind of run with it.
mm,
So that ended up being MHOW. So I guess I'll just have to wait and see how that kind of either damages me or awards.
yeah, I think I think that actually it's people have said that nobody has had a successful relation or like friendship between the IB and the MHOW Icelandic side.
Really? Wait, really? Genuinely?
Yeah.
That's not true at all. I know I have a friend there, as Nume. He knows some of the people in IB because I knew a lot of the people in the IB and so and I knew him very well. So I think he goes to MHOW. Well, he doesn't technically. It's weird, right? He goes to the music side of MHOW, META, and it's like
Uh.
so I don't know whether or not to say he goes to MHOW or META. So yeah, so I guess he goes to MHOW.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, I know he knows like Tom, so
Yeah, but that was a friendship, right?
yeah, that's fair. I guess people don't really talk. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, yeah, something like that. Well, it's just what I've heard when I first came into the school. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I was muted for a second there. So somebody just walked into my door. Sorry, you might have heard that. But yeah,
We can,
sorry. Can you repeat that one more time?
I just heard that. That
The door slam open.
no, I just heard that those conspiracy theories, I guess.
Yeah, the people aren't like mingling much, you know.
Yeah,
Know what I mean?
Between
Yeah, I get that. It's kind of a. Why is that? Do you think? So it's a weird
uh
system.
different, because in the IP you have like a flexible schedule, sort of. Uh,
Yeah, yeah,
and it's different from the Icelandic side, I believe.
yeah,
Don't quote me.
yeah, yeah. No, don't worry. Don't.
So yeah, yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. Is that? I don't. Is there any more questions, or because yes, yeah, we already finished the questions, right? So I don't
Yeah.
think I can ask you anything else, you know, as I already said. So
All right. We've stretched this for like 12 minutes, so now
wait,
it's over an hour. So
oh, good. That's good to hear.
so yeah. Uh, Thank you everybody for listening to the Start PandaCast, and see you in the next one. Goodbye.
Goodbye.